Roger. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Friday night here at Lakota East High School, home of the Thunderhawks. Tonight in the Hawks' Nest, we have a conference matchup between Lakota East and the Fairfield Indians. I'm Dave Royce with my partner up in the booth, Ken Lebronsky. And Ken, what do we got tonight as the Lakota East Thunderhawks come out on the field here?
You know, Dave, the Hawks are playing their best football I've seen in a couple of years. They're 6-0 in the conference, first place, tied with Lakota West. Fairfield a good 3-3. Hard team to figure out. They had a great win against Mason last week, coming from they were ahead at halftime and they had to score with 40 seconds left to beat Mason, and that's a big win for Fairfield. So real exciting matchup here today.
That's what I'm hoping to see here, you know, in conference play. 3-3, the Fairfield Indians. The Lakota East Thunderhawks, 6-0 in conference play. As you said, some of the best football that they've been playing in a long time here. 7-1 overall with that one loss to the season opener with Moeller that they were right there neck and neck to about the third quarter. So, you know, I'm with you. I think this is going to be an electric night. The weather's clearing out here. You know, the temperature is feeling just right for Friday Night Lights as we get ready to kick off here. It's pink out tonight, so there's pink all over. The band's in pink, the cheerleaders in pink, and when I look down there at that student section, boy, I see a lot of pink.
Yeah, Dave, the weather is perfect, like you said. It looked a little ominous when I arrived here earlier, and the clouds have parted ways. A couple of the games in the city have moved their start time up by an hour to try and avoid the storms that are predicted. But typical senior night forecast, a downpour expected possibly later. But the senior introductions today, cross country and cheerleading and football, was darn near perfect weather.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you pointed that out. It is senior night, so all the seniors from all the sports were identified here for the fall sports at least. They do the same thing in the spring, and so the you know, the cross country teams and the golf teams and not just the football players here tonight are getting recognized. As we get ready for the kickoff by Trevor Hoffman, we just want to shout out to the Post 681, as always, posting the colors here before the national anthem tonight. And as the East defers to the second half, Hoffman kicks it off. Looks like we're going to get down inside the 5-yard line for the Indians to take it from there. And there's a big hit and a wrap-up on the 11-yard line by guess who? Number 11.
Nate Rosario.
Nate Rosario. We call his number week in and week out. He's all over the field. And, boy, they need a big game by him tonight, putting pressure, because this quarterback, though, he's young.
Yeah, Talon Fisher is a sophomore, and he's pretty electric. He leads the conference in passing yards. And, you know, we have a tale of two different offenses here. You're going to see Fairfield throw the ball more than some of the other opponents and that we've witnessed. So I expect them to throw. Kieran Love, great running back for them, who just returned that kick. But Talon Fisher, young sophomore talent.
Yep, Fisher goes back, takes a quick snap, and a throw over to the flat on the left-hand side.
That went to Christian Jackson, senior receiver for Fairfield.
And here you're going to see there's Fisher right there, and didn't pick that up in pregame, Ken, but he is a lefty.
Yeah, and Cam Freeman right there on defense. So nice play by the Hawk defense to be in the right spot and to make sure that the receiver didn't get any yards after catch.
So as you said, Love likes to sling the ball a lot. He's way up there with over 1,100 yards passing in the GMC, and he tries to keep that one, but it gets shut down real quick by number 33, Harris Bouchette, for the linebacker position for East.
Yeah, Fisher he is their leading rusher as well in terms of attempts, so he'll throw, he'll catch. He's not a one-man show because he does have a good supporting cast, unlike some of the other teams that we played recently, but he does a lot from back there. Running out of shotgun with a single back in his formation.
Yep, they got trips left as Fisher's back there. He sets the feet, he looks, he goes to throw, he's going to get pulled down by guess who?
Nate Rosario.
Number 11, just like we said, we hope to call his name and number a lot more tonight as Nate gets in there on this replay. Ken, check this out.
And a good little swim move there, and just actually no, everyone else was contained by the line, and Rosario just comes in from the side, almost untouched.
Yeah, it came
right
in there
to Fisher.
I call that the Superman tackle there, right? Feet off the turf and pulls him down. So that's going to force a 3-and-out, and the Fairfield Indians going to get the soccer-style Australian rules football kick, and
Hawks are going to have beautiful field position to start.
And looks like Nick Rabin back in the lineup after he's been hurt, number 8. So Nick scoops that up about the 45-yard line and gets 5 more on the return. So like you said, Hawks are going to start out really good position here on the 40-yard line.
Yeah, last time we did a broadcast, they started their first 3 possessions in their opponent's territory. And this game's starting the same way. So, as long as their running game goes to game plan here, they're in great position.
So we see the offense come out. I see is that Charlie Kinrich actually up underneath center here as he hands the ball off.
Yeah, T.J. Kathman was limited in practice. I had talked to somebody yesterday about this, and he only took 25 snaps at the practice on Thursday. So they did talk about Kenrich, who also isn't 100%, but Kenrich is behind center there.
So Stoey comes out, and they run in Poppy and Alexander, it looks like, for the other tight end position. But looks like Charlie Kindrich is going to take the duties underneath center as he fakes that one and keeps it and goes forward for about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, with Kenrich under there, you're going to see more of a wildcat type offense where a lot of quarterback keepers. He will hand it off occasionally, but I can't expect that they would throw and throw this early. So, typical to the Hawks offense. They don't throw a lot, but even less so with Kenrich, is my guess. Now, saying that, they could come and surprise Fairfield there, but it's going to be 3rd and short.
And we'll keep a close eye. They have on the sheet here number 12, Aiden Troutman, as the backup quarterback. So we'll keep an eye out where he's on the sidelines as Kindred stays there, but now he fumbles the ball and doesn't surprise as we're talking. Not too many snaps getting ready here before this week, and that's going to bring up 4th down, and I would imagine
you're in 4-down territory here, so you're definitely going to go for it. But as you see here, the center exchange to Kathman, he just
loses that one.
Goes off the thigh of the running back.
Had Eric Davis coming through there, and that's just repetitions. That's not a spot that Charlie's been in all season. Haven't seen him in that position all season this year or last year. So we'll just keep an eye on that as Coach Haynes is going to decide that this is, just like you said, 4-down territory, as we got 4th and about 4 as Kendricks will keep it. He's going around the right-hand side, lowers the shoulder, picks up the 1st down and a few more and brings it inside the 25-yard line, down to the 21 it looks like.
Yeah, Charlie, as we've said before, is a big, powerful runner, but right here he just follows his line. Nick Rabin with a nice block.
Eric Davis with a nice block. Charlie just
lowers. Poppy downfield blocking.
Looks like they're going to bring that back a little bit to the 22-yard line. But 1st down nonetheless in the new set of downs for the Hawks.
Yeah, you got a great line here blocking for him, and when your running backs and receivers block as well. There's another bobble.
Oh, Charlie's lost that one for sure.
Indians are going to come up with it.
When that happens, he's just got to be smart as a senior and just take the loss, right? Don't get anything special there. Take the loss, keep the possession.
I couldn't quite tell if he tried to pick it up and salvage some yards here, but when he drops the ball, yep, right there.
Yeah, just get a knee on the ground quick and, play for another day there. And I'm sure he wants that one back, as now you'll see Charlie go to the linebacker position, and that's going to be a tough call for him, playing quarterback and linebacker.
I don't know if that can sustain the whole game. Definitely early you want that while the score's young.
So there's a handoff that goes pretty much nowhere. Christian Jackson looks like he takes the handoff from Love.
A good play by the defensive line, trailing, and it was Little misdirection on the handoff. Fisher rolled out to the left, and the action was going right.
Actually, they marked that as a loss of 1 yard. As number 10, the wide receiver, tried to take that in. Now Love's back there. He fakes the handoff, rolls, tries to throw one, and he connects as the receiver gets it, and we miss the initial tackle, and he's going to get a couple of extra yards after the catch there and pick up the first down and a few more, and that's going to move the chains for the Indians.
Yeah, Kerryon Love coming out of the backfield here. You see Love, and he just rolls with Fisher. Fisher finds him downfield, and Love makes a nice little move to juke Buckheit there. So that's going to be a first down for Fairfield.
So Love in the naked backfield there goes and throws another one off.
Oh,
There's
picked off.
There we go.
What an interception.
He's going to go down the left-hand side, and he may go all the way. Touchdown, Hawks.
Tabron Benny Powell reading that play from the get-go and jumping the wide receiver. Easy touchdown for Benny Powell. That's what the Hawks needed.
Wow, that's a big pickup we're going to see here, Ken, on the replay. Love is just back there by himself. Gets a little wobbly coming out. That ball's wobbling around, and boy, he jumps that number 2-6, and he's looking for nothing but 6 in the end zone here.
Yeah, Fisher was looking at his receiver the entire time, and Benny Powell picked up on that, let his eyes do the work, and the Hawks get on the board first.
Here comes Benny right into your living room, coming right down the sidelines. Tries to get hit here, but he just covers it up and goes, and the PAT is up the middle, and the Hawks are on the board, 7-0.
What a great spark from Benny Powell after a couple miscues, missed drops on snaps or handoff exchanges. That's going to give the Hawks confidence. You know, if your offense isn't going well, score with your defense.
Score with your defense, and I'm sure his buddy Charlie is thanking him for that. Way to pick me up, partner. As there's a good look of 2-6 right there after he has a pick six back to the house and puts the Hawks in business here. So the fumble ends up being no harm, no foul so far, as now the Lakota East Thunderhawks will line up for the kickoff here, and the Fairfield Indians are getting their instructions for the kick return.
Hawks have struggled covering passes. That time, Benny Powell coming from the safety position up. The corner was there as well, but it's so much easier for the safety to come across and read that and pick it. So see our cheerleaders, like you said, with the pink and white palms there. Multiple cheer squads there, being senior night, bringing some extra manpower with the JV and the possibly some freshmen, but I know varsity and JV are out there.
Pink on the sidelines, pink in the stands. Got a couple of the players are wearing some pink socks, pink towels. So pink everywhere.
I don't see any pink in the booth here.
Well, there might be a little bit hidden somewhere or not. We'll get a little. As Hoffman gets ready to.
Well, my partner does have a pink T-shirt on. I stand corrected.
And there's a nice kick just down to the 5, and looks like Stefan Stevenson took that kick return and had to tiptoe and stepped out a little too earlier than what he wanted to.
Yeah, if Stevenson just steps out of the way, Fairfield's going to have the ball at the 35, but he makes a choice to catch that ball thinking he had running room, but we're going to see this again. You see the kick kind of carries him toward the sideline, and as soon as he catches it, he tries to stay in bounds, and his momentum took him and toe-tapped the sideline. So
yeah, there's just a slight breeze out there coming left to right that pushed that ball maybe a little bit, but like you said, I think he saw a lot of green in front of him and wanted to take advantage of it, but couldn't put the brakes on. So now Love takes it, fakes the throw into a quarterback sneak here right up the middle.
Yeah, Fisher's going to be just short of the first down, but he had the empty backfield, and he was running all the way.
So there's a good look at number 8 for the Fairfield Indians.
They don't have the height and weight on the roster here, but he's got some size for a quarterback.
Yeah, got some size for being a sophomore, too. So be interesting to keep an eye on this young man. as apparently so is the University of Buffalo is the rumor on the street.
So there's Nate Hanna with the carry as he comes across the middle, and Fisher hands it off in front of him to Hanna. Hanna's a favorite receiver of Fairfield, and they do like the ball in his hands. I don't think he got enough for the first down.
I don't think so either. It looks like it's going to be changing to third down over there.
So a lot of running east and west for no gain. It's going to bring up third and short, and
so
you'd have to
defense could
imagine
really help out here and put a stop and force a kick as they go trips left. And Love's back there. He's going to go all on his own. And I think he's just going to get past enough to get the first down.
Yeah, Fisher kept that all the way. He had Love with him in the backfield blocking. Kevin Cornell in the tackle for the Thunderhawks. So inching the ball forward to first down, still in Hawks territory. Clouds are starting to come in a little bit, but still a beautiful, beautiful first quarter weather-wise.
Yes. As Fisher's back there, he hands it off, and they try to go off the left tackle.
Defensive line doing a great job of tackling as soon as Fairfield gets to the line.
That was Jackson for the Indians. And, yeah, I was just going to say, Ken, if this defensive line can hold up tonight and really force Fairfield, though they are a big throwing team. We talk about the numbers that that the quarterback has, Fisher does. I think our corners are hungry for some more of what we saw earlier there. I think Ethan Evan might find another one here and get up on the leaderboard for the GMC. So Fisher keeps that, comes off to the right-hand side. And I think that was Van Hosen throws him down, and his lid comes off, so he'll have to go off for one.
Yeah, we'll see what Fairfield does here. Oh, no, I don't see a backup quarterback listed on their roster anywhere.
Me neither.
So they may have empty, maybe Kieran Love, I would imagine, would be back there taking a snap. Looks like Jordan Jackson might be trotting in, their corner.
There you go. You see him coming off, Fisher, and then number 2, Caleb Van Hoser, who we like to call his number a lot. Like to see his number called a little bit more on the offense, too, as Caleb throws him out and his lid comes off. Looks just like a wildcat all the way with number 4 for Love, just as you called it, takes the snap. And then that will allow Fisher to just walk right back in. And
yeah, he came off by rule. For those not familiar with that, when your helmet comes off during a play, you just have to come off the field for one play, and you can go right back on as long as you're healthy. So that's why.
And Nate Rosario with the tackle there. Number 11 once again is now Fisher's back in the shotgun. Little high snap, he hands it off. And he's got some running room on the left-hand side, but Charlie Kindred shuts that down really quick after about a 2-yard gain. And that's going to bring up third and at least 5 or 6 here, as you'll see here, Ken.
So right here, watch Kenrich just be as disciplined as he is. He's not going to go toward the fake action inside, but he's going to stay in his linebacker position. And as soon as the ball comes to him, he attacks.
Yeah, just tossed the wide receiver off the block and just went and attacked the ball.
So third and medium, 3rd and 5 for Fairfield. Hawks defense needs to step up again as they did before. Fisher in the backfield by himself.
Yes, Fisher back in the shotgun. 5 wide receivers as it goes a quick snap here over to the screen play, and they're going to pick it up as they have the wide receiver block, and the other one gets the screen and is able to get those 4 or 5 yards and 3 more, and that's going to move the chains for a first down.
That's Christian Jackson's second catch of the game. And right there, they just got the ball on the outside. Empty backfield, so you can't inside handoff, but get the ball on the perimeter and allow the receiver to make a play. And he did a nice job.
That'll get them to the 46-yard line, the furthest the Indians have made it so far. And if the Hawks can keep them on this side of the 50, Boy, the offense would like that as he goes back, trying to see some pressure here soon, right?
Same play.
Same exact play. Charlie Kendricks breaks through there too.
Christian Jackson again, his third catch, but only a few yards on the 3 catches. But again, see, Fisher looked at Jackson the entire way. You see him get the snap here. He looks downfield once, but then he checks down and finds his receiver there. And great defense by the Hawks.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was Cam Freeman on the looked like Cam Freeman on the
I think he was. Cam was on the tackle there.
Containment, and then Kendricks finishes the job. So nice teamwork by the Hawks defense. Dave Koger is going to be happy with that when he watches film.
Now Fisher back in the shotgun. He throws a nice ball here down the middle. Finds a receiver, splits the defense, and he's going to go all the way down to, they're going to give him the touchdown. I thought I saw the knee down right at about the 1 yard line, but they're going to say he rolled on in as he splits the 2 Ds right here. We're going to see Ken. Fisher throws a nice smooth ball here, and there you can see splitting the defense.
Yeah, nice and high, and that's Nate Hanna on the catch. Hanna is the leading receiver for Fairfield. And Hanna got behind the corners and the safeties, and Fisher was just able to loft it up there, launch it up there, and let Hanna run underneath and make the catch.
Hanna makes a nice catch, and that's probably the best ball I've seen Fisher throw. A couple of them been wobbly, including the one on the pick 6, but boy, he laid that one in there, and Van Hoser went for the strip and not the tackle, and he got carried into the end zone for 6.
On to attempt the extra point for Fairfield is Aiden McGuire, freshman.
And it goes up and good. So that knots it all up here in the first quarter with 2:02 left. Lakota East 7, Fairfield Indians 7.
Yeah, interesting start for the game. Fairfield has not run a snap from the other side of the field. They've been on their own side of the 50 the entire time. Now that play went for 50 plus.
Yeah, that was a 54-yard touchdown pass strike by Fisher. So yeah, we were just saying they hadn't even made it to the opposite side of the 50, and can the defense hold them? And I guess they got the announcer jinx there. I'll take that one, but he threw a really nice ball on a really good play, and as you said, the defense can't get split like that, and the safety get all burned at the same time. So had to be some type of miscommunication there that. Hopefully the defense is working out, but I don't see a lot of talk with the DBs down there on the sideline. I see the D-line all huddled up on the bench, but I would think if I was the defensive back coach right now, I'd have a couple of boys on the bench talking about who blew what on what coverage here.
Hawks are definitely going to have to find a way to stop that. That has been their Achilles heel a couple games on getting beat burned. That happened against Sycamore, that happened against Moeller. And if they're going to, compete in this tough GMC with only 1 game left, but that game's against Lakota West next week.
Yep, and they like to sling the ball too. Bolden's son is way up there in the GMC for passing yards as well. And spot on, Ken. We watched the Moeller make an adjustment, and we were saying at the beginning of the broadcast here how East was right there with Moeller, and then boom, they started opening the field, stretching it, and got burned a couple of times for some really long plays. I think 2 of them were touchdowns in that Moeller game. So here we got the kickoff that went out of bounds.
Our official's going to tell us that's a legal procedure, and Hawks are going to get the ball at the 35-yard line to start. Little technical difficulties on the ref mic, I believe. He thinks it's funny.
Yeah, he does.
And I
We'll
kind of
take
do
it.
too.
And there's a great shot by our camera crew. Boy, there you see those clouds rolling in that you mentioned earlier. The lights are glowing here nice, and the field's well illuminated, but what a great backdrop here, at least from the press box, as our guys are giving us a great shot from upstairs there, as Charlie is now in as the running back, and looks like they did bring Troutman in as the quarterback now in this series.
Yeah, Troutman is the JV quarterback typically, and he's got a couple snaps from the varsity action and in some of the games where the score differential was large. And he does a very adequate job. Again, they can rely on him to throw, but right now they just need the clean snap and the clean handoff.
And these are things that you and I have talked about on multiple games where the Hawks are up and we're looking for coach to put in these second string guys, these JV guys, to get those snaps, because now this is the time of the year that you need that experience when your head guy goes down. There's a handoff to ED, I think, there as he blasts through the line. and has a big gain all the way over the 50-yard line and down to the 42.
I want to watch our line on this, Dave. Our law firm of Seerveld, Abathier, Ben Stowe with a key block prior, chasing down the play, Haberthier. But man, when you run behind those guys, they're gonna part the waters and give you a lot of green to hit.
They definitely gave Eric the first 10, and then he earned the next 10, putting his head down and just bowling through some DBs to pick up a whole lot more. There goes ED again as he goes out, and boy, that's a good tackle by number 5 there. By Stevenson, or I think ED was heading for the pay dirt.
Yeah, great block by Harry Clute as well, giving Davis the gap to get through. But look at those linemen, Dave. There's some big fellas there.
There we go. There's a good shot of 72, 73, 77, 75, 54. Working hard in the trenches, and they're going to need it. That's where this game's going to get won tonight, I think, is Troutman hands that off to Kendricks. He goes over to the left-hand side. He finds some space, and he picks up 10, 15, 20, 23 yards or so.
Yeah, Dave, that's what Aiden Troutman's going to bring to the table here. You know, with Charlie at quarterback, you're very basic. You can keep it and run yourself. But look here with Troutman, he knows the playbook. So fakes the handoff to Davis, and then Kathman coming around the corner. You have so many more plays you can run to get you the yards you need, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first.
Yeah, that's where Charlie's the best. So at the end of one, it's 7-7 here in the Hawks' Nest. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lakota East High School here at the Hawks' Nest. You Lakota East Thunderhawks are tied up with the Fairfield Indians, but the Hawks have the ball and they're on the roll and heading in the right direction with it down to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, Hawks got a defensive score here in the first quarter, and then Fairfield answered with quite a long pass, 54-yard pass to from Fisher to Hannah.
Yeah, after the East struggled there, Ken, with Kendricks at the helm as T.J. Kathman is out, banged up a little bit, trying to get him healthy for the West game. Had a few exchange problems and turned the ball over, and then a pick 6 by the defense. And now they've got the backup quarterback in there, Troutman, and things just seem to be a little bit back to normal with Charlie in the backfield, everybody in their own roles. And as you mentioned, you know, this is nothing that Troutman hasn't done before. He knows the playbook, as you said. He runs the offense at the JV level. Is here every Friday night, right behind TJ, learning and watching him. So
yeah, and he's a junior, so you know you're not bringing in a freshman JV quarterback or a sophomore quarterback. You're bringing in somebody who's been around the system and has done it for a number of years.
Right, and has a lot of the same attributes as Kathman. So, you know, this should look really normal for the Lakota East offense as he gets up underneath center, hands that off to Eric Davis. Eric breaks through that initial line as the law firm blows open another hole, and Eric able to get to the second level there.
You're going to watch the upfront blocking here, and makes Davis's job easy when he can just lunge forward and get the yards.
So that brings the ball down to the 12-yard line, makes it 3rd and 5. And this is a good situation for the Thunderhawks here. As Troutman hands that off to Charlie Kindrich, he's going forward. He's pulling a few people along with him. And I think he's going to come up just short, Ken, of that first down.
Yeah, Charlie hasn't gotten the running game going yet. Like we said, he was a little banged up during the week, and his helmet came off, so he's going to have to come out of play. And 4th and 3, man, you don't want to see Kenrich come off too many times in that situation, but that's the rule.
And not a good time at 4th and 3 when you're probably thinking maybe we're going for it. We're not kicking. I don't see the kicking team heading out that way.
Yeah, Hoffman's definitely capable of that field goal, but that's not typically what the Hawks do here. It is a little windy today, but they won 7. They have their eyes on the prize. 7 points. So
Coach Haynes sends the offense out, minus Charlie. So you got Davis out there in the fullback position. As now we're going to roll out. He fakes it, but boy, the Indians were right there. As number 77 is not happy right now with something there. Went wrong on the offensive line here, Ken. I don't know if we can pick it up, but
yeah, nobody was fooled on that. He kind of faked the handoff to Benny Powell, but number 27 for Fairfield.
And here you can see 77
asking. Matthew Humbarger.
Yeah. So big 77 on the offensive line there was asking something. Something did not go right there on the blocking scheme, and 27 came flying straight through.
The thought process is they're not going to pass. So you kind of roll out and hold the ball on your hip, hoping nobody sees you hold the ball on your hip, and you get a receiver like Poppy in the flat, but just didn't happen for the Hawks there.
So not only the Hawks not pick up that 4th down, they lose probably a good 5-6 yards and give the ball over on the 19-yard line to the Indians as they go forward here for a short gainer of about 4 yards with the handoff.
Hand off to Jordan Jackson and Nathan Rosario there to meet him and throw him down after 7. Call it 6. Fairfield again in the Hawks territory. They're yet to run a snap from across the 50. And Hawks want to keep it that way without giving up the big play.
Fisher in the backfield. He's got a lot of wide receivers, but he hands that off, and the Hawks are right there to put the stopper on that one. And that's going to bring up 3rd and long as they get a good 2-yard loss here, Ken, I think.
Watch Jaden Palmore-Lett just break through the line here and make the hit. He was blocked well.
Yeah.
But he just gets there and Buck helps him, follows.
Sheds the tackle, sheds the block, makes the tackle here, and puts the Indians back to a good 3rd and 5, maybe 3rd and 6 from where they're sitting at. As now they got 5 wide receivers. There's a quick throw, and there's another pick 6 by
Nathan Rosario.
Number 11, Nathan Rosario. He's been lurking on that end all afternoon. On that last play, he was sitting there waiting, staying at home. And kids that are watching this at home, this is why you play your position and you stay in your position. As we're going to see this replay, you just see Nathan stay home here. There he is at the bottom of your screen. He stays home, waits for the ball, and there he goes, Ken, to the 10, the 5, and into the end zone for a touchdown, Thunderhawks.
The only thing the kid should continue to run hard all the way to the end zone. Rosario pulled up here at the 2. Little premature celebration. He did make it in, but you want to get in the end zone before you have that little celebration, and Hoffman is
right
good.
Up the middle, so that'll make it 14-7 now, as now defense has got 2 scores, 2 pick sixes here. As that one came out a little wobbly too, I noticed on the replay from Fisher. So he laid a beautiful ball in there on that 54-yarder for the touchdown, but a couple of passes in between, looking like some wounded ducks, and so far the Hawks have taken advantage of that.
Yeah, it's interesting, Dave, because we said Fisher's a sophomore, but he played the entire season for Fairfield at quarterback last year as a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a first-year sophomore getting his first varsity experience. This is a young man who 9 games last year, and so far 7 games this year. So you're not, you're not green enough to not know what you're doing. But Hawks are taking advantage of that. They're just reading where he's throwing and jumping the pass.
Yeah, the Indians like to throw the ball a lot. As we said, he's way up there in GMC stats for passing. Fisher is, and obviously this D watched a lot of film and are set, because I was predicting Ethan Evans getting one here as he leads the Hawks with 2 interceptions, and is just one back from all the leaders in the GMC, and I thought he'd be tied by the end of the night. So his teammates are picking that up so far. So 2 pick sixes. Offense isn't getting her done so far, but the defense is keeping them right there, and right now they're in the front as Hoffman squibs one down. Not too for sure why that is, as number 20 picks it up. And
Caleb Van Hooser there to make the tackle.
Not too for sure why we kicked that, but number 20, Judders Fataki, definitely helps us out here. As you'll see, they squib it down.
It's an interesting call because on your last kickoff, you pinned Fairfield back to the 3. You kicked it toward the out of bounds, and
then he starts running east and west instead of north and south, and really helps out the Hawks there as he, gained 1 yard and then ran 7 yards sideways until Van Hoser caught up with him there, and Caleb threw him down to the turf as we see Fisher come back out. He's got trips left. He hands it off. There's Nate, who just had that pick 6, and I'm telling you, the boy's hungry. He's just looking for the ball tonight.
Yeah, Rosario got him on the first line of defense, and Jake Reisner finished the job.
As we see the linebacker there, Jake Reisner, and Harrison Bouchette fulfilling those duties in the linebacker core.
Reisner only a junior.
Now we see Love go and hand that off again, going to the left-hand side, and that goes nowhere as well.
Yeah, Jordan Jackson on the carry, and they've gone to that play a few times, and it has not fooled the Hawks at all.
No, the big lineman, D lineman, breaking through again and just shutting it down quick. And, before the game here, I heard, a couple of these offensive linemen for the Indians are getting some big looks. But so far, the Lakota East D-line's just busting through here.
Hawks secondary is going to have to make a play here. Justin Green covering the slot receiver. They are going 3 wide.
3rd and 4, and Fisher keeps it himself, goes over to the left-hand side, finds just enough space to the sticks and steps out.
Yeah, I wonder if he's getting gun-shy here, Dave, because they do throw the ball a bunch. And after 2 pick sixes for the Hawks, it almost seems like they don't want to throw the ball right now. And I think the Hawks are going to be just fine with that.
And that is definitely advantage Hawks for sure.
So Fisher back there with Love again.
And here they go with 4 wide receivers, right through trips left here in your bottom of your screen, and straight hand up. Big hole right there, though, as number 4 breaks through for about a 16-yard run.
A good run by Kyron Love.
Till Freeman can haul him down here.
He does a nice step through once he gets past the first level. Right here, you see him do the big step. And once he's past.
Nothing fancy there at all, is there?
So another first down for Fairfield, and believe they're over the 50.
They are for the first time. There's another high snap. That's a second one in a row now. He throws the ball. That's got to be ineligible downfield somewhere. I see big linemen all down, but I don't see any hankies on the ground.
Now, Nate Hanna clearly Fisher's favorite target. And, that's the advantage of having a left-handed quarterback, because when you are rolling that way, it's a lot easier left-handed pass to get that on the right side than a right-handed having to turn his entire body.
I'm just amazed on that play that they didn't have ineligible guys downfield. If that was a high snap, it looked like it was going to be a run, and he started to run and pulled up right before the line of scrimmage and tossed that out to his wide receiver. And when he caught it, I looked up and I saw all kinds of big 70 numbers downfield. So there's a run to the right by Fisher as he makes a couple of jukes and moves.
A nice patience by Fisher. They're trying to find the hole after hole.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that high snap again, as 48 definitely had a chance right there. Jake Reisner.
Reisner missed and Van Hoosen missed. Van Hooser missed. That doesn't happen too often for these Hawks defenders.
And as you said, Fisher just taking his time, following behind guys. Not real fancy, but big results as he gets more than the first down and puts them just outside the 20-yard line now. As there's a snap up, hands off to number 4. He breaks a tackle.
Palmore led eventually, and Benny Powell bring him down, but not before a gain of another 5 or 6.
Yeah, now all of a sudden, like 3 plays in a row here, where the Indians, like you said, a little gun shy with throwing, but boy, the run is really working for them now. There's that high snap again. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. There it is, number 11. Our man Nathan Rosario had a chance to drop him right at the line of scrimmage and breaks the tackle. And 55 young man keeps holding his elbow there. And
yeah, that's Davis Dalton.
He's going to take a knee here and get some medical assistance, as no one seems to be too concerned yet as the East trainers come out and take a look at him. Now here comes the Fairfield trainers.
Davis Dalton, as you said, some of these linemen are getting looks. Looks like Pitt, Maryland, and UK. Am I reading that right?
Yep, that's what I heard.
So obviously you can't teach that size, but must be a very good athlete for the Big Ten and some other big schools looking at him.
Yeah.
ACC. So Dave, I want to take this time to thank our listeners and our viewers. New this year, we're allowed to stream these games on YouTube.
Yes.
Thanks to Westchester Cable Television for making this happen and allowing us to do this. Keep liking Westchester Cable TV on all the social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, and share the opportunity with friends and family that are either didn't want to come out because of the potential rain or don't want to be in a crowd or out of town. I know a lot of out-of-town family and friends love watching these games live.
Yes.
They could always watch them on replay, but watching live is a little different experience.
It is a treat to be able to
thank you.
Stream this and do it live here from the stadium. And we got a good crowd tonight, but you see quite a few open spots, like you said. So we thank our listeners. And yeah, you're right. I got a few texts of, are you guys going to be live tonight? Said absolutely. So hopefully you guys are out there watching the game, and we're giving you what we can from our position as Fisher goes forward for a first down. Here you see the replay, Ken, as he goes forward, and so far he's been the main part of their offense.
What a long, sustained drive for the Indians here. They're using almost the entire the Hawks had the ball to start the quarter and scored relatively early, but long drive for Fairfield, almost 7 minutes and ticking.
So they're inside the red zone. He fakes it to the left-hand side, breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle. He's going to find his way into the end zone here, Ken, for a touchdown, as the Hawks just can't seem to wrap anybody up these last 3 plays. All runs, as you said, look like they're a little gun-shy to throw the ball here, and most of these have all been Fisher as he's just patient. Breaks one tackle there, you see, gets pushed, tries to keep going, and just follows his lineman into the end zone as Nate Rosario was trying to fend off that blocker, but not till after number 8 punches it into the end zone for 6, and we're 1 point away from tying this up.
Yeah, Kevin Cornell as well as Pal Morlett were right there, but good job of Fairfield blocking to make sure those guys couldn't get to the ball carrier.
So McGuire comes in to do the PAT. Snap is down. Oh, it's blocked. It is blocked. And I don't know which one got their hand on it, if that was Caleb or Nathan. We're going to take another look here, Ken, as here comes the snap. That's Fisher with the hold. And looks like it was
looks like Rosario, but
Rosario, yeah, I'm going to say right.
Caleb had a chance as well.
Yeah, I think Caleb rushed it, and Rosario was able to be in there and get a paw on it, and just enough to knock it down and keep this 14-13, and we'll keep a close eye on that one to see how that changes the outcome of this game here.
Yeah, that's not their we're going to see this one more time in slow-mo, and here comes Caleb, and here comes Nathan.
Yeah, I think Nathan got it right there.
Yeah, we're going to give it to Nathan there.
Got a big lineman coming through there, too, with a paw up. And
Dave, that's why our cameramen are the best in the GMC.
They are the best in the
city.
GMC, absolutely. So we thank the guys and the guys in the booth bringing that slow-mo to us, because I got a feeling that's going to be a big play in the game. It should definitely spark the Hawks, too, after that long sustained drive, right, to be able to keep a point off the board here and get your offense back out there. So the Indians kick it off as McGuire gets it down to the 5-yard line. The Hawks have the ball. That's Caleb Van Hoser. He's got some green up the left-hand side. He's got the 30, the 40, the 45 in. He's going to get pulled out right about the 50-yard line.
Great spark. You know, what a fantastic answer to the touchdown.
So Caleb takes that at the 5-yard line, just comes up, finds a little green, and he's trying to turn the Jets on here and beat one more man, and I think he was pay dirt. As there's a good look at Caleb. I told you, get this kid the ball more on offense, Coach, because he's electric and can do some things with it, and gets the Hawks over the 50 and didn't get pushed out to the 45-yard line.
So Hawks bring Troutman back out at quarterback. Charlie in the backfield. Hawks are in an I formation here.
As Troutman hands that off, goes up the middle. Like we were saying, with TJ and Troutman, not a lot of difference. One's a senior, junior. Haven't seen how much Troutman throws the ball. We know TJ can throw it for sure and has that second dual threat. But he's got the full complement of running backs now. You got Charlie back in there. You'll see the replay here as Eric Davis comes right at you. Eric's in there. Nick Rabin is back. So all the running backs are there. There he goes again up the middle with Eric Davis. And I think ED is just saying, feed me.
Indians are having a tough time getting Davis on that first level here. You see as he breaks through the line here, he runs with a head of steam. And Troutman just puts it in his belly, and Davis easily gets through that line. So he's running with a burst of steam there. Yeah, and again, one to beat, and he's gone. And, this is exactly what if the Fairfield Indians are keying on Charlie Kindrich, which I would do too, right? I keep a close eye on Charlie. And then you got a second guy like Eric Davis that can do it. And here he goes again for another couple of 6, 8, 10 yards as I see some laundry come out, though. But, this is where they were struggling with Mason, and ED went in there and just started blowing the game open. That's our first penalty flag of the night that we've seen. Refs talking it over and trying to figure out what they saw. I don't know. They may pick this up. There's a little discussion on whether there was a penalty or not.
Oh, see the referee. Chop block. That's should have been a pretty easy one.
Gonna talk to
see if we can pick this up somewhere here on the right-hand side of. I just see a bunch of guys falling down there. I don't know if it was a legit chop block, but.
I don't know if they got aided on that or what. They didn't give a number, but Dave, you talked about difference between.
They both guys engaging him, right? So one goes down, one's from behind. So, it's a tough break for the Hawks as they were moving the ball. ED was just cruising here. And not sure how. That's a 15-yard penalty, I guess.
The big difference between Troutman and Kathman has that leadership, and the team has the confidence in Kathman when he comes to the huddle and calls the plays. But Aiden Troutman's going to go in there and marching the team down the field. That's going to give your teammates some faith, and here's a pass
he throws
from
the ball
Troutman.
right over to Nick Rabin, and Nick hauls that in. And looks like Nick picks up a good 12 of that 15 that we lost on first down. And Troutman throwing a nice ball right there.
Yeah, great rollout, and he did a good job selling the play action there. Pulls it out of the belly of the running back and rolls to the right, and does a good job feeding the ball to Rabin. They run that in practice. Aiden gets as many throws as TJ sometimes in practice. So. And
as we said, full complement of receivers, running backs, everybody's back. So this should give some confidence to Troutman that he's got Poppy, he's got Van Hoser out there. I'd like to see him throw a few to the tight end to Stoey there and surprise some people that we don't like to throw to our tight end much. But here we go, trip left and one right, and ED in the backfield, and I don't think that's the play that Coach Haynes called, so he's going to call a timeout at 2nd and 15 from their own 32-yard line. And probably not bad if he didn't see something he didn't like here.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't want them to continue with that. You see Troutman with a little smile on his face. I think Coach may have given them what happened there? Why did you put him in that formation? So good adjustment, good timeout for the Hawks. They haven't used one yet, so 3 minutes left.
There we see James Thomas on the Fairfield Indians defensive line getting some instruction from his coach. And, the Hawks have moved the ball pretty easily when they wanted to. Like you said, the first penalty of the Knights really what hurt them and now has pushed them back and have an opportunity to march this in. And, boy, they would really like to get points here. Even if it's 3 points is going to be a huge with that blocked PAT for the Hawks.
We didn't talk about this, Dave, but blocked PAT, that's how the Hawks beat Coleraine.
Yes.
Hadn't beaten Coleraine since 1999. Coleraine ties it with about 3 minutes left, and the Hawks block the extra
goes
point.
Back and he gets it knocked down. As it didn't look like he had a good hold on that at all. Kind of double clutched it there and threw it right into the paw of a defensive lineman.
Yeah, I think Hawks could have been looking at a pick six going the other way against him on that, and luckily the defender did not catch the ball.
So that didn't look too fancy for the timeout for me, but we'll see here in the replay. You'll see Troutman just gets the ball. He looks the whole way. This is a pass the whole way, right? See that double clutch right there?
Gets knocked down at the line.
Yep. Big 88, I think,
but
gets up there.
I think he's glad it got knocked down because looked like the
a lot of white over there.
middle linebacker was going to catch that if it wasn't knocked down. And
so here we go again with another
timeout.
Another timeout on 3rd and 15. So back-to-back timeouts where Coach Haynes is not happy with what breaks from the huddle. I don't know what he's sending in, but what breaks out of the huddle in the setup, he's not apparently what he's calling. So he's in there talking, looks like mostly to the linemen. So, like we said, this is a big opportunity for the Hawks here. 32-yard line. They definitely need some yardage here for Hoffman to get in his range.
Yeah, they're in 4-down territory, so they're kind of in no man's land here. Too far for a field goal and not enough to punt. So they're definitely going to go. So you don't need all 15 here. You need
right.
You need 10, or so, give or take, to give yourself a shot at it on 4th down. But if the Hawks are going to be forced to be in a passing situation here again, and it looks like they are.
Troutman goes back. He looks. He's got to scramble forward, and he might just get what you asked for there, about 8 yards. That didn't come out clean either.
No, but that's a good decision by Troutman. Right here, he's looking downfield, sees that his receivers are covered, kind of feels the pressure from 88 on Fairfield, and tucks it and runs. And, you need to have a quarterback, especially a young quarterback like Troutman, just go, not be afraid to get hit. And Hawks are going to maybe use their 3rd timeout.
I don't know. Here at Fairfield, I think, took that timeout, looking at the clock here with 2:29, thinking they can get the ball back and do something with it and maybe pick up 3 themselves. But I think this is just a critical part of the game right here with 2:29, and the Hawks just 4th and 7. They got to come up with something big here to move these chains and keep the ball and keep driving and, like I said, at least get 3 out of this before the half.
So here's where your strategy and your gamesmanship comes in a little bit. 2 veteran coaches, Coach Haynes in his 11th year with the Hawks, I believe, or 13th year, I don't remember. 12th season, split the difference. 12th season with the Hawks, and Eric Krause for Fairfield in his 13th season. So you got 2 veteran coaches that have played a lot of games against each other, kind of predicting what each other's going to do here. And Hawks come out in their trips left again.
Trip left, 1 wide to the right. You got to have your best. Oh, that's intercepted. That's intercepted, I think.
Yeah, that gives the Hawks a break there. As a defender, and he realized it right there. But, it's 4th down, and you just cost your team 15 yards here.
Yeah, he should have just knocked that down.
He's trying to convince the officials that he
was incomplete.
He did not catch it. But, if you're a corner or a safety and you have a chance to get the ball,
So going to Kindrich there, he was open. The ball was a little high, and that's just reaction time, right? That's hard to teach and remind the boys that it's 4th down. So I'm sure he'll take the INT on the stat sheet, though, right?
Yeah, and he's a senior. Trent Stevenson's a senior. And he knew it as soon as he did. His teammates kind of gave him a hard time. But, instead of the ball at the 25, now Fairfield has it at the 10.
Hawks needed to come up with their best play that they had in the playbook right there to move those chains for 7 yards. Had Charlie open. Ball was a little hot, a little high, a little on the back shoulder, and Kindrich was trying to pull that down as they almost had him in the backfield there, and now he breaks through on the right-hand side as Fisher keeps the ball again.
Van Hooser and Justin Green bring him down.
But the Hawks almost had him drop for a loss behind the line of scrimmage there.
So now Fairfield's going to have the ball about the part they would have had Stevenson not made that interception.
Nathan was back there.
Hawks just can't give up a big play here. Minute 58 left. They can give up 6 to 8 yards at a time, and there's Fisher rolling out.
And he throws a big ball all the way down the left-hand sideline and out of bounds as he was looking for his receiver. But
great defense by Cam Freeman there. Had him step for step right down the line.
Pink socks and all. He was right there step by step. And, Fisher threw that ball on the run, Ken, right?
That was a good ball. It was a ball that wasn't going to be intercepted. He put it in a area that only the receiver could get it, but when you have that good coverage by Freeman down the field, that's not going to be completed. So
rolling left, throwing it on the run, and he tossed that out there about 35-40 yards.
Coach Eric Krause for Fairfield is going to take a timeout and make sure everybody's on the same page here on this 2nd and 10. So we had a very quick second quarter up until the last minute and a half, and then we've seen 5 timeouts used.
Yes.
Slowing the game down a little bit, but for the most part, both teams have kind of kept the chains moving. 2 big defensive scores by East on a night where their offense isn't clicking as well as it has. They had a couple mistakes early. Haven't made the mistakes, but haven't really gotten to the end zone.
Right.
Their defense steps up, and their defense scores 2 touchdowns today.
I'd like to see what Coach Haynes is going to change at halftime. There's got to be something different's got to come out of the halftime here for the offense. Some adjustment to get this thing rolling and going, as they were having some success until that penalty, and that kind of put the halt on the offense. And now the D's got to do their job here and hold the Indians, as there's a quick handoff in the backfield, and the Hawks are going to gang tackle that one.
Yeah, beautiful job. Great games. Did you see there between Reisner and 73, Augie Groh for Fairfield? I'd love to see that. He made a good block, and Reisner got tied up, and they complimented each other on their play. So that's sportsmanship at its finest right there. Give credit to those boys.
Yes, we're going to have to see some defensive linemen get in the trenches in there and really push forward. And I'd like to see Kevin Corona get in that backfield and disrupt some things as they go trips left again. There's that wide high snap, and Fisher's just going to have to come straight down.
He did not pick it up. Charlie came up with it. That's going to be Hawks' ball.
Holy cow. Wow. There we were saying we're going to keep an eye on those high snaps, and there you go with Fisher having the ball sail over his head, and I thought he just fell on it. But
he tried to fall, but he never wrapped up the ball.
And Kindrich goes in there and just scoops it up. And, boy, you couldn't have asked for anything more. We'll see this on the replay. There it goes, and that's not even close. And Kindrich is on the hunt. Oh, he just sat on it. Couldn't scoop it up, and Kindrich swallows that up right there.
So not a Hawks defensive score, but Hawks putting the offense in position to get another score before halftime. 1st and goal at the 8.
So after Charlie fumbles one, he grabs one, so his plus-minus is back to 0. And what a perfect time and a perfect place on the field to come up with one inside the 10-yard line, as Troutman now hands it off to Charlie. But, boy, he's getting a lot of attention on the offense there.
They definitely have his number tonight. They're I think, going for the thought process of let's let someone else beat us, not going to be Charlie today.
And I'd say I'd keep giving it to Eric Davis and just keep feeding him till they stop him, because I'll tell you what, so far in this half they haven't been able to stop ED. And you still got 2 other running backs back there through 26.
I'm kind of surprised, Dave, Benny Powell. But
Benny Powell is back there, and Nick Rabin. So
I'm a little surprised they didn't go back to how they started the game and putting Kendricks in at quarterback. That gives you another option. That gives you 4 potential runners versus 3. Not that Aiden Troutman can't run the ball, but the other guys have a little more experience in this situation. So I kind of expected Charlie to be under center on this series, being such a short field. But we'll see what comes out of this timeout. But yeah, you're right. They have not stopped Davis on the inside handoff. So go to ED. Go to ED. Go to ED.
I would keep going and feeding him till they stop him. And like you said, you still got Benny Powell and Nick Rabin there swinging on the wide. And, boy, you just surprise them with one of those. And, boy, there's a lot of green off to that right-hand side. And here you see Troutman. I see him splitting as a wide receiver. And you do. You called it, Ken. There you go. You got Kendricks in the shotgun, bookended by Benny Powell and Eric Davis. He's going to just keep it, scamper through, break one tackle, spin around, and touchdown. So Kendricks picks it up. He goes back. He's bookended back there with Benny and ED.
Yeah, that gives him 2 extra blockers, and he needed them on that because they've gotten to Charlie in the backfield.
And, partner, you called that one. Put number 5 in the backfield and give yourself another option of running. I saw 12. I saw Troutman scamper out there wide to the right-hand side and break out. And the Hawks are able to punch that in for 6 as Hoffman comes in, and
that was almost blocked. Fairfield made a nice little run at it, but that put the Hawks up 8, and you did not expect that with Fairfield with the ball in Hawks territory, but moving down the field. Fisher was moving down the field, and that high snap has been there. He's had to jump a couple times for the snap. That one a little too high for his hops.
Yeah, a couple times he's reached up to and pulled that down, and that one, wow, that really sailed. And he tried to scoop it and then ended up sitting on it. And Charlie was like a shark in waters and jumped right on it, and then does the honors there at the end. And I'm sure that picks his spirits up after laying one on the ground himself. And now the Hawks are rolling here at 21-13 with just 42 seconds left before the half, but still need to have some kind of adjustment in that offense. If that was a gift they were given there, picking the ball up at the 6-yard line.
I'm not going to let it ride on this kickoff, Dave, because I have no clue whether they're going to squib it or kick it deep here. We were surprised at the squib kick on the last one. Typically, under a minute, you would kick it low, line drive. So if I was a betting man, I would bet on the squib, but don't know on this. They definitely want to pin Fairfield deep, though, because 42 seconds and the whole length of the field is going to be tough for Fairfield to get.
And they do have one timeout left, Fairfield does. And just looking at some of the stats there, it looks like, the Indians average right around 30 yards on the return here. So, you don't want to give them good field position, as there goes another line drive, squibbling it down inside the 15-yard line. Now number 20 picks that up and runs north and south. And we'll get it up to about the 30, 31-yard line. Looks like they may mark that. And so still a lot of green behind them. And we'll see what the defense can do here with 37 seconds, as they have answered the call so far in this half with 14 points by the defense. And I'm guessing that the coach is not going to let Fisher throw this ball. What do you think?
I don't know. They got such a prolific receiver there in Nate Hanna, but Eric Krause tends to be a little more conservative. He's not going to want to. He's content with being down 8. He's not going to want to be down more than that.
Well, they go right back and go to throw the ball. There's a knockdown, and he catches his own. Holy cow, this kid's an athlete. And he just slides down smartly and doesn't take the hit, as he had about 5 Lakota East Thunderhawks coming at him.
So Padden stands with a pass, completion, and a reception on that play.
Throws it, gets it batted back at him, and he catches it.
And he's trying to catch that just so the Hawks don't, because that ball, after it was tipped, was high up in the air. And
I'm guessing tomorrow in film, coach is going to tell him, just bat that thing down. Don't try to catch it, right? Take it, bat it down, stop the clock, and get another snap here. But looks like Fairfield's going to take that timeout with them into the locker room, and we're going to end this half 21-13 Lakota East Thunderhawks. Everybody, welcome back to Lakota East High School here, home of the Thunderhawks, as the Hawks come out of the locker room getting ready for the second half, and they find themselves up 21-13, and not a traditional scoring game in this first half, huh, Ken?
Dave, the Hawks have 102 total yards, yet they have 3 scores.
3 scores, 2 pick sixes. The defense has stood up real big as our starting quarterback TJ Kathman is out this week, and they had Charlie Kindrich in there start the game, and now they've brought in the backup quarterback Troutman to take the helm there, and Aiden's done a pretty good job. He knows the playbook. You mentioned that. This is the same thing he does with the JV team. He's a junior quarterback, not his first rodeo. He's got plenty of snaps, and so far, that's been cleaned up. The Hawks were moving the ball, but boy, they need to see something different here in the second half on the offense.
Yeah, they just have to stay mistake-free, Dave. They can't fumble the ball. They can't throw interceptions. Fairfield definitely is capable of coming down, but Hawks were also the beneficiary of a errant snap over the head of quarterback Talon Fisher, and Charlie Kendricks dove on it at the 8-yard line. So the Hawks 3 scores, 2 pick sixes, and an 8-yard plunge. They didn't have to really move down the field.
And what a gift that was right before half to get it in. And as you said, the 21 points on 102 total yards, with 92 of those rushing, just 10 yards passing. That Troutman has 1 pass completed. Fisher, looking at, he's 7 for 10 for 92 yards. He's got as many yards passing as we do just rushing, and they're at 191 yards, but only 13 points to show with a blocked PAT. And so, yeah, they have the ability to score. The Hawks deferred. That's going to work out really well for them as they get ready to start this half, as the kick goes really short there and out of bounds.
It's going to give the Hawks good field position starting at the 35. Definitely not the start that Fairfield wanted. You see their special teams coaches over there not too happy with that result. I don't know if the ball just went off his foot awkwardly, but Hawks are going to take it.
Shaking his head, and as we get ready for the offense to come out, as we look around the league here, Lakota West up 7-0 on Colerain at halftime. We got Princeton 27, Mason 7. Middletown 0 and Oak Hills 0, both spotting the goose egg there. And Sycamore Aviators up 33-13 over Hamilton. So that's just a quick look around the league. And kind of surprised that West game, Ken, 7-0 at halftime. So
yeah, I mean, Colerain played East Tough also. That was a 7-6 game. That is Tom Bolden's return to Colerain Cardinal Stadium. So, I'm sure there's a little extra effort from the Cardinals wanting to win that game against their former coach.
So Troutman starts the offense here with a quick handoff to Eric Davis, and Eric moves the ball just a little bit, as we saw him having a lot of success in the first half, as it seemed like the Indians were keying on Charlie Kindrich, and the quick handoff to ED up the middle just seemed to be working for the Hawks.
Yeah, he had 7 carries in the first half for 54 yards. That's an average of 7.7. And Fairfield did have a hard time tackling him at the line of scrimmage. Davis broke through a bunch of times. Kenrich had 40 yards on 9 carries for an average of 4.4. And Fairfield may have made some adjustments up there because, again, they stopped Davis on the carry. Oh, it was Charlie.
Charlie Kindrich gets that as Nick Rabin went in motion there. And that's something we talked about a little bit off the air here, that, they got the full complement of running backs back there. And, boy, you pop in a Nick Rabin or Benny Powell here every now and then and keep the defense honest. And that, I think, will free up Kindrich a little bit, because they won't be able to just always keep an eye on number 5 there.
Hawks in a passing formation here on 3rd and long. They haven't run the ball wide. All their runs have been right up the middle, off tackle, A-gap.
And there's a throw incomplete, as Troutman had Eric Davis out in the flat there and had plenty of time to throw that. He had protection. Looked like they pulled the tight end out there to give him an extra blocker, and I think Troutman just rushed that one a little bit.
This will be the Hawks' first punt of the game. Fairfield only punted once, and Hawks Charlie Kenrich in to punt here.
as I can see the senior T.J. Kaufman down there helping out the junior quarterback. And looks like he's talking to him about how to hold that ball. We talked about that double clutch a little bit when Troutman is receiving the snap and he's not grabbing it cleanly, and he's got a double clutching before he passes the ball. I can see TJ talking to him a little bit down there on the sidelines to help him clean that up, because the play was there, Ken. It was good blocking scheme. Davis was open in the flat there to pick up that first down, and just couldn't make the connection as we see some laundry come out.
It looked like there was some sort of penalty on that. Charlie took a while to get that kick off. Flag's down near the 50. Typically a spot you see an illegal block. But Hawks are moving back. Looks like they're going to re-kick this. Punt it again. I'm not sure what well, that's where the original line of scrimmage was apparently. So maybe somebody moved before the snap. Haven't seen a signal yet. There it is.
Not for sure. His mic's not working. Not for sure what that call was, Ken, if you picked it up.
Saw him put his hand on his shoulder, but I'm not as familiar with that.
So it looks like it's going to cost the Hawks 5 yards. And Kendrick will be able to re-kick this. So hopefully he gets a big boomer off on this one as he pops that one, gets some good air underneath it. Going to be a fair catch on the other end, right about the 31-yard line, as just about where I think it was the last time. So Charlie gets some good foot on that one and gets the same result, I think, right around the 30-yard line.
Dave, the signal was for substitution infraction.
Interesting. Not one you hear every day.
No, I learned what defensive delay of game was this weekend. Texas A&M got called for it twice against the University of Alabama in their big upset win on Saturday.
So Fisher back in the shotgun. He hands it straight off up the middle. Breaks a little bit of hole, and Kendricks pulls him down after Charlie's able to wrestle him after about a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, so that penalty didn't seem to impact the Hawks too much. The punt was right about where it was. It looks like Charlie just decided to kick it 5 yards further the second time he kicked it.
Yeah, he got a little bit better boot in that one. So now the Hawk defense is out here and going to have to shut this offense down, because, boy, they put numbers up in the past. They got trips right again. Fisher's back there by himself. Looks like he's going to do a keeper all the way by himself, and spins out of one. And, boy, now he gets gang tackled, and I think that's going to be a loss. Ball comes out. They're going to say that he was down on contact.
Yeah, Jake Reisner wound up with it. I can't quite tell who got the first arm on Fisher here, but
Fisher's running this the whole way. There's one arm.
Rosario shedded the block nicely. Harrison Buckheit.
I'll tell you what, that's a fumble. That's a fumble all day long. He's on top of the Lakota East player there, unless they're going to call forward progress.
Nonetheless, good defensive stop by the Hawks here, but 3rd and 1 for Fairfield.
And if they can come up with a big stop here and force a punt, this would be huge for the Hawks as he gets up under center. He's just going to try to take it himself. Number 8,
yeah,
wow,
they're giving it to him. Buckheit drove him backwards, so did Charlie, as well as Caden Hibbard, but it was a
first down
prior to that.
Some confidence in the Indians' offensive line right there.
They haven't quite got that push, and it's one of the only times we've seen Fisher under center as well. But the big blocking of 56 for.
If he made it, Ken, he only made it by about 3 inches, so the ball didn't move much.
Kendricks Goodman.
As they go in motion here, and 8 just throws a dime up there, splits the D again, and boy, I don't know what our safety's looking at, but you cannot let these guys keep running behind you. As luckily he didn't get enough air underneath that one.
Yeah, definitely a catchable ball here from Fisher. And the Hawks defense in position, but not playing the ball. They were playing the receiver.
A little wobbly again, and look at that. We got 3 guys back there in a white shirt behind all 3 of them. That's not a good look.
Got Benny Powell and Van Hooser there, which made the catch difficult. But
little underthrown, little wobbly again there on that throw, as it looked like Fisher had a little bit of happy feet there as he was trying to throw the ball. And now they go trips left, wide right. There's a high snap, pulls it back down. He's just going to take off running, and doesn't get too much out of that, but gets positive yards.
Fisher's a tough kid. You know, sophomore, like we said. But he's not afraid to get in there and run with the ball. But all the way, he was looking to run. See Aiden still down there working with TJ and Kyle Poppy on some throws, so get a little more comfortable.
We'll see. I think this is a busted play here. I think he wanted to
Another high
do
snap.
something else with it. And there the linebackers get a little pushing and shoving there between 7 and 10.
Another high
snap, and now 89's on it.
Oh, wow.
Bots it down. There you go, big number 8-9. Jaden Lett gets up on the ladder and knocks it down.
Palmore Lett with a swim move and then gets past Love.
And gets those big paws up, just like the coach says. And
Rosario in position possibly to catch that and go too. But
yeah, Pooh's sharking around, but Nathan Rosario there, always around the ball somewhere, and that's going to be a big play by number 89 and force the Indians into a punt as Nick Rabin goes back to receive for the Thunderhawks. As here comes the soccer-style punt. He gets it off, going to get a bounce, and Nick can't get up underneath it, and the Fairfield Indians are going to get the favorable roll here at the Hawks' Nest.
Trying to inch it further. It's going to be down to the 4. That was Talon Fisher on the punt. He actually had the punt in the first half. I thought it was Kieran Love, but it was Talon Fisher with both punts in the game for Fairfield. And yep.
So I thought Nick was going to be able to get up underneath that and get a return, and he wasn't able to because it was such a quick kick. Not too many people got downfield and had an opportunity to get a positive return, and ended up getting a negative roll there for the Hawks and pins them way back to the 5-yard line.
And this is where you have to be extra careful not to make a mistake. This close to your own end zone, you don't want to give Fairfield a short field like they gave you at the end of the first half.
Right, so this is a field position strategy right here as Troutman keeps it. He breaks it open. He's at the 5, 10, 15, 30. Somebody going to try to catch him from behind as he's trying to fight it off, and he's going to get it up to midfield. And you called that he can run the ball every now and then, and I'll tell you what, I guarantee you the defense wasn't ready for that, and that was obvious. He goes 45-yard scampers. We'll see Troutman come here, fakes it to ED. Everybody keys on him, gets a block right there by Charlie, and now he's just trying to turn the Jets on as he's getting chased from behind, and kind of takes a little high tackle around the ringer there.
Yeah, Dave, you had said that they have to come out and do something different. We hadn't seen Troutman keep it. We saw him run off a busted play, but we did not see the design keeper like TJ has been good at. So, you know, you're going to get your team moving. You're going to gain some confidence in your team. That's the play to do it.
And whoever in the coaching staff called that, they called that at the right time, I'll tell you, because that just flipped the field for sure for the Hawks.
Yeah, you know, that's a conversation with Aiden that says, hey, son, we're trusting in you here. That's part of the playbook.
Right.
You know, when my son was backup quarterback and he went in, he didn't want to run that play, and they said, you got to run that play. That's a big part of our playbook because that opens up so many more things. If you can do that, now the defense has to respect that.
Yes.
And, you know, you're taking away a big possible
right, as we said, you know, all the keying on Charlie there, and now you got to be worried about number 12 running the ball. So we get Poppy spread out wide here close to us on the left, and Troutman goes up underneath center, and he hands that one off to Eric Davis. He breaks through one level, gets to the second, and Eric just says, feed me.
Pure power. He has that look in his eye, the body language that he wants the ball. He wants that just tucked right in his stomach. And he's hard to tackle today.
He is definitely hard to tackle. He gets in there in the nitty-gritty, man, and he just like the Tasmanian devil, man. He's spinning and turning and just a tough kid to bring down.
Credit the law firm of Searveld and Habathier once again.
those boys are giving him that first level for sure, right? And then he's doing some of his own at the second and third level, making people miss. And first down here for the Hawks as they continue to move the ball, and Troutman feeds it straight back up the middle to none other than ED, and he'll go for another 5-6 yards.
If Davis is going to get half the yards you need for a first down on every carry, why not? Until Fairfield can prove that they can stop that. They've only stopped him once at the line. But other than that, when you're averaging 5.5, 6 yards a carry,
right,
go for it.
This is exactly like I said. What happened over at Mason is everything was focused on Charlie, and TJ had some success, and then they started giving the ball to Eric up the middle, and he just started chewing up yards against Mason, and I think that's what led to the success and the win over there.
It's like Troutman is checking at the line, trying to change the direction they're going to run there.
Another handoff to Eric as he goes forward, and I think he's going to be either right at the line or the first down marker. Looks like they're going to make this 3rd and 1.
So just short. Charlie hasn't touched the ball yet. But Hawks, in Hawks fashion, are running the clock.
Yeah, 4 minutes left in the third quarter, and like you said, he hasn't even seen the balls yet. So I think you're going to see him now, Ken. I just saw number 12 run off the sideline, and I think you're going to see Charlie at the QB position here. This is the same play they ran for the touchdown, bookended by Benny and Eric Davis. As they throw it to him, he wildcats, and boy, they did not fool anybody there on the Indians at all.
Yeah, they obviously talked about that at halftime and read that play. See 27 there. Looked like a missed block by Benny Powell, who was in there to block Matthew Humberger, Fairfield's leading tackler, and you got to put a body on him to do that. So still 4th and short. Charlie with a little limp action there is going to come off, and looked like a hip or
side, ribs or hip there. So now we got 4th down and 3 as Rabin comes racing in.
I think the Hawks are going to have to take a timeout here unless they can get to the line in a hurry. Play clock down to 4-2, and they do get it off.
Get it off to Benny Powell. He goes right, and looks like the Indians stopped him.
Yeah, so Fairfield's defense stepped up.
So the defensive booth up here next to us for the Indians are happy about that, as we can hear them through the glass jumping up and down next door on that stop, as they have quite the coaching staff here. I see 4 guys in the booth to our right from the defense, and I know down the hall here they've got another 3 or 4 guys up in the booth on the offense side. So
big play. Hawks still up 8. Fairfield with the ball at their own 25, 27-ish.
So the Indians take over, and looks like
bobbled snap by Fisher.
Yeah.
A little extracurricular there. Rosario. See, again, these teams, Rosario and Augie Grow, you saw them in screen there, give a little extra shove and then pat each other on the back like, hey, man, you're playing well, I'm playing well, let's keep playing.
Augie, an offensive lineman and senior. I hear Air Force might be interested in him, or Marshall. So like to see him go out to Colorado Springs, to my Falcons out there. And now typical lineup here for the Indians. Trips left. Oh, man, we almost had a big hit in the backfield there for a big loss.
That's still great tackle by Rosario and Buckheit.
Who blasted through there and almost got the quarterback before he handed it off.
I'm guessing Palmore let, but
you'll see right here on the backside.
Coming from the outside, I couldn't quite get a number on that.
As 33 comes in here.
Yeah, whoever it was, good defensive play.
Maybe
quarterback keeps it there.
Maybe that was Jake. Came flying in there, but there's another high snap. He spins out. He's looking. He's just going to dump that off. And what a nice play out of something that didn't look too good. The Fisher throws it on the run for about a 12-yard pickup and first down.
Yeah, Braden Shanklin coming across the field, and Fisher finds Shanklin. See good blocking there up front by 56 for Fairfield, making sure that Rosario doesn't get there. Kendricks Goodman, the senior.
And the Indians just running right through the middle of that zone off or defense. And Hawks are going to have to shut that down here and not let Fisher keep finding guys wide open here as they go in motion. Now there's a handoff right up the middle, and the Hawks are going to jump on that.
Embry does a good job meeting him right at the line, and Reisner makes sure that once Embry has him in his grasp, that he can't go further anymore. Palmore led as well.
So
in there.
Yeah, that was Love on the run.
Should have enough for one more play from Fairfield and then close out the quarter here.
So 2nd and 9.
Fairfield definitely running the ball more than we've seen on their stat sheet.
Yeah, I guess you get a little shell-shocked after 2 pick sixes in the first half. And now here comes that quick slant out here, and that gets a little hot. Over to number 10, Jackson.
Yeah, Christian Jackson has a few catches, at least 3, I believe. Yep, 3 catches for 13 yards. So he hasn't gotten the long ball, but they've gone to that screen to Jackson a bunch. So we do get another play here since the clock stops.
Yep, that incomplete will stop the clock, and we'll get another play here in the third quarter as the defense is asking for the fans here to get into the game a little bit as it got a little quiet here, looking at the student section, asking for some noise on 3rd and long as the snap goes back. Fisher throws one out, another high one as
we're going to give the 12th man credit on that defensive play in the student section wearing their pink.
Yes, and Jaden Palomore-Lett gets in there and puts a hit on Fisher too. So
yeah, Fisher came up holding his back a little bit, looking a little sore after that hit.
You know, all that wears on the quarterback over time, right? 2 picks, you're kind of in his head a little bit. Now you're in his face, and you know, two quick passes here that were hot and high, all affects the outcome here, as it'll be the quarterback again, Fisher, back for the punt as he Australian rules one out of bounds.
Little movement on the line, but I don't see any flag there.
As that should be above the 20. I don't know where this referee's going. And, yep, he's going to pick the 20. I was going to say, you can't mark the ball where it hit when it hit 7 yards out of bounds.
And there was a bunch of movement there that I saw.
Whole kinds of movement I saw, too, in the line. I don't know what the line judge is seeing there. Just like earlier when he took that broken play and ran to the line of scrimmage and tossed one, all kinds of big numbers down the field for no ineligible downfield on that. So the Hawks will take over at the 20. And again, this is a field flipping position here and some strategy as Troutman gets in. Rosario goes in motion.
Troutman keeps it again.
And Troutman keeps that one too. I thought Eric had that. And I'm telling you, Ken, I just keep seeing Benny Powell and Nick Rabin on this motion. And, boy, Coach Haynes has got to flip them the ball one of these times because there's a lot of green pasture over there to run.
That's going to close out the third quarter, Dave. And we've got Lakota East 21, Fairfield 13.
Well, welcome back to Lakota East, to the Hawks Nest here, where we're getting ready to start the fourth quarter. And Ken, we got a dandy here. It's we thought this was going to be a really tight game at the beginning of the broadcast, and here we sit 21-13 as they reset the clock to start the fourth quarter here with some interesting offense. Fairfield, a high-powered offense, a throwing offense, but they're doing it on the rush, and the Hawks with their main quarterback out are doing it with their defense and short fields.
It's definitely been sort of a bizarro game of things we didn't expect. Hawks defense scoring twice and getting the Hawks offense a short field with 42 seconds left in the half to get another score. And Fairfield's quarterback, leading passer in the GMC, struggling a little bit getting the ball downfield. See Aiden Troutman at quarterback with TJ Kathman out resting an injured shoulder, I believe.
And now he hands it off to Eric Davis. He gets through that first level, second level, and Eric is just a load to bring down. As I tell you, he's twisting, turning. Tough kid to tackle as he moves the chains again, as we're going to see here as Troutman. There's Rabin in motion, and nice block by Benny Powell too. And boy, they're trying to rip that too. So Eric's got a good hold of it. If I'm the coach up in the booth seeing that, I'm telling them, hey, double arms, boys, hold on to the ball. Hawks definitely don't need a turnover here. So
Austin Searveld with a beautiful push right off the initial block to give Davis the ability to get through.
So I see Rabin and Eric Davis in the back. Benny's in there now too. Is they go back up to Eric.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't see Charlie on the field right now, and we don't see him on the sideline. So we're looking to see. I know he wasn't 100%.
Yeah, he came off that last series kind of grabbing the side. And I don't see him in the lineup right now.
I may be looking at him in the training room to see if he can still go. But, you know, again, that's critical. The Hawks have the ball for as long as possible, keep it out of Fairfield's hands, and be mistake-free.
Exactly, as they continue to gain some ground here and flip the field at least and win that battle first, and then start looking to score here at second and long as Rabin goes in motion. Now Troutman's going to throw the ball. He finds Poppy down the middle. Oh, I thought he was going to haul that in as he had double coverage.
Good throw by Aiden Troutman, and nice route by Poppy.
Yeah, I thought Kyle was going to be able to haul that one in, and that would have been a big play for the Hawks right here, as we'll see the replay as Troutman gets up under center, fakes it to Eric Davis, freezes everybody, throws a nice ball here, and puts it up where Poppy can get it. He's got it momentarily, and then 21's able to strip that out of him on the way down.
Yeah, just broken up by Ray's Fataki, senior corner for Fairfield, but nice ball by Troutman. And now, you know, even with that incompletion, now Fairfield has to respect that that's a possibility. So not a bad play call by Hawks, and they're going to try it again.
As Troutman's looking, he's got to throw it, and he's going to get sacked. So held on a little too long there, and that's the wrong direction that the Hawks wanted to go in.
And with Charlie out, we're going to see who the Hawks have to punt. Might be Trevor Hoffman, but, you know, third and long, and now you're in a passing situation, and Aiden hangs in there, and is just swallowed up by Fairfield.
Yeah, Aiden's just got to throw that ball at some point. Can't stay in there that long.
Trevor Hoffman in the punt, so definitely something wrong with Charlie.
Hoffman definitely back there. Not unfamiliar territory for him. I see a flag go up, and I think hopefully that's offsides on the Fairfield as they call a fair catch here at the 35-yard line.
It's going to be on the defense. And I would imagine the Hawks are happy with that punt. I don't know if they'll make Hoffman kick it again, because they're only going to get 5 yards of the 15 they need closer toward the end here.
We'll see what Coach Haynes wants to do. Looks like he's going to keep the punt team out there and do this again. So, well, maybe not. Looks like he went ahead and declined. Thought the punt team was going to stay out there for a minute, and then all of a sudden. That's a tough one, right? You know, you can get 5 yards, but is 5 yards going to do it?
Yeah, that was a good kick for somebody who's not used to punting. I know Hoffman's practiced it, and he is a soccer player by trade. But it's a little different in game speed, so they're happy with this result.
So 9:31, the Hawks are going to rely on the defense here. There's a late substitution, extremely late. What do we got here? That's got to be some guy runs in, some guy runs out. No flags. How is that possible as the handoff comes through and they're able to grab that and stack him up, but not after he gains about 7 or 8 yards. So that was a really odd play there as Fairfield Indians brought somebody in really late after they lined up at the line of scrimmage and then had another guy run off. I would have expected that to be an illegal substitution.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because they didn't snap it immediately, and sometimes they throw that flag after the snap, but looked like, if the Hawks wanted to counter sub, they could have.
There's another high snap, and here comes Nathan as he gets in there, and he just Fisher wisely just gets rid of that, and that would have been a nice pickup to lose some serious yardage there. But
that ball bounced right back into his hand. So you see right here, snap goes over his head, and just one bounce, he gets a finger on it, and that ball lands flat.
Oh, he did get a generous bounce there to be able to just throw this thing away.
Yeah, that ball lands flat with the wide side down, but if that lands point down, that ball's going to roll toward the end zone, and Hawks are going to have another chance. But
big break for the Fairfield Indians as it was 3rd and 1. That would have brought it back to about 3rd and 17 if he would have just jumped on it, as there's a little high snap there. He kind of rolled to the left, and that's going to be a big stop right there and bring up 4th down.
Jake Reisner meets him head on at the line of scrimmage, no gain, so 4th and 1.
And looks like the Indians are going to look to punt this. And what a big stop by the defense there of the Lakota East Thunderhawks.
Yeah, look at Reisner with the read here. Another high snap. Fisher has to gather it in, which costs him a step, but Reisner and Buckheit again.
Yeah, Buckheit and Reisner together.
Those guys are tag team in Fairfield, left and right. So Fairfield's going to take a timeout and talk about this.
So he sends out the punt team, and right now their punter is their quarterback. So I would
yeah, I'm sure they have a couple gimmicks. The worst thing you want to do, though, if you're Fairfield, is you're only down 1 score. You don't want to give it to the Hawks in your territory. You have to play a little field position. The Hawks are hurting on offense.
Right.
You got a backup quarterback. Charlie's out. So I would imagine punting's the wise thing to do. But I'm going to roll the dice again here. I'm 3 of my last 3, and I'm due to get one wrong here. But I'm going to call punt from Fairfield.
Punt is written down, and as we're waiting in this timeout, we got an update late in the 3rd quarter. It looks like Lakota West 7, Coleraine has now got 3. As we keep an eye as the Thunderhawks will be going down over there to the west side of Westchester and have the old classic Thunderhawk, Thunderbird, Lakota East, Lakota West battle at the end of the season here. So now they're up at the line of scrimmage, and Fisher's there, and I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how you mark this. I got one referee on this side of the 35 or 45, and I got another referee on the other side of the 45.
Each coach pointing their direction. I think they're going to have to measure here.
The Lakota side linesman is inside the 45, and the linesman from the Fairfield side comes in on the other side of the 45. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know
this
how
is right in front of us, and you could clearly see this linesman come in, as to see what our camera guys can bring us here.
So we're going to see the surge here by the line, and
Fisher gets hit here.
He needs one. Is 52 in the backfield?
No way, not even close. Not even close. His knee is way down here. Yeah, I think he almost actually lost a yard because his knee hits down at the 44-yard line. But the first down nonetheless, as he's going to try to throw one down the middle. Van Hosen is fighting, and boy, he just gets a hand up at the last second.
That's great defense by Van Hooser there.
As the wide receiver was going to split him again here, as we're going to see. Fisher goes back. He's got lots of protection. Just zings it down the center. And look, again, he's got to beat the defenders. And, boy, they're swimming and fighting there. And
it's probably a ball he looking back, should have caught.
Yeah.
It was in his hands, and, defense altered his opportunity to catch, but didn't really make a play on that.
Yeah. I mean, he had him beat, right? He had a half a step on 2 defenders again. And somehow East comes out on the better end of that deal, as now Fisher's back, throws a quick one out to the flat, and as they wrap him up, and
that same screen pass to
Bouchette gets in there and wraps him up and throws him down.
Same screen pass to Christian Jackson, and all his passes to Jackson have only gone for 2 or 3. Hawks got to be careful not to get a penalty here for being a little too aggressive on some of their tackles. I know it's part of the game, but that was borderline. You don't want to give Fairfield 15 extra yards on a.
So there's a big 3rd
play.
and down, 3rd and 7, and the Thunderhawk defense has got to step up here and shut this down and get the ball back in the offense's hand, as Fisher rolls out, takes a giant hit, but gets the ball off and gets knocked away.
Benny Powell just turned at the last second to look for the ball. If he doesn't look for the ball here, I think that's a pass interference. But
I think you're right, too.
He does spin around, but that's such a hard play for Fisher to roll to the right. He's left-handed quarterback, so he's got to turn his entire body once he rolls, and they flush him out that
As
side.
You're going to see it right here. He rolls
rotate
and
his whole
boom.
body. What a hit.
Big hit, and you're right. Benny just turns at the last second, or there's a potential pass interference there, and he was going to get it, as we see the guys zooming in there on Fisher, and Fisher's hurting over there. He's
That's going to bring in Kieran Love to punt, and he started the year as their punter. Talon Fisher has just punted in the last few games, but Love had the punt early in the year.
He shanks that one off the side of his foot, and the East needs to run away from that thing. As the ball rolls down just about the 22, 23-yard line, so not horrible field position for the Hawks, but big 3rd down stop right there for the defense. And so far, the defense has stepped up here tonight with the 2 pick sixes and a big stop there.
Yeah, right now, Dave, the Lakota defense is outscoring the Fairfield offense.
Yes.
They're definitely playing well. Like we've said time and time again, I don't want to jinx them, but the Hawks have to stay mistake-free here. 6 minutes. If a team can hold the ball for 6 minutes and 45 seconds, marching down the field 10 yards at a time, Lakota East is the team to do that.
Yeah, and then, they don't need to do anything fancy here, Ken. Just move the sticks, right? Just, get 4 or 5 yards a carry here. Give something that Troutman can throw. Nothing deep. I'd like to see a screen play, maybe something short to one of the wide receivers. It doesn't need to be a 15, 20-yard pass, just 6-8-yard pass, just to move the ball and get yourself in position to keep the chains moving, and a couple of first downs, like you said, and, boy, you can eat up a whole lot of clock. As we get a whistle from the referee, and I'm not for sure.
While we have this break in the action, looks like Lakota West scored another touchdown, so they are now up 14-3 on Coleraine. Another illegal substitution now that we know what that signal is, that time on the Hawks.
So I'm not too for sure how that last series that the Fairfield Indians didn't get called for that, right?
And West has scored again, now 21-3, according to our anonymous sources.
So very interesting. It's this far line judge, right, on the Fairfield side. He's called the 2 illegal substitutions against East.
I wonder if he's getting an earful from Coach Eric Krause.
I think he is. And when Fairfield had that crazy guy runs in, guy runs out, nothing. So now the Hawks start a little bit further back, as now Van Hoser goes out the right-hand side, finds some green. There's a late hit. You got to throw a flag there. You got to throw a flag there. You have got to throw a flag. I don't know what this lineman's doing in the stripes. I usually give them hats off, but that is not even close to being inbounds.
Looks like he did drop the flag. I don't know if he dropped the flag or the beanbag, but I do believe we did see a flag come out of the official's pocket.
That has got to be a late hit. Absolutely. No ifs, ands, or buts, and I don't see anything moving quite yet. And I don't know how the Lakota East coaching staff is letting this lineman. It looked like he dropped the beanbag. For what? Van Hoser had the ball.
They're going to get East for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unbelievable.
Well, Lakota East being called for unsportsmanlike conduct. They were all in the linesman's face after that blatant hit out of bounds that wasn't called. And that's going to penalize 15 yards. We're going to watch this again. And we're going to see Van Hoser come around the outside. And the way we saw it, he's a step out of bounds. He's giving himself up, and that was right in his legs.
He's in the black. He's not even in the white. He's in the black of the out of bounds when this guy comes flying in.
You know, and his teammates are going to step up. I don't know who got the unsportsmanlike, the coaches or players, but they're going to step up and defend that. But nonetheless, that brings up 3rd and 19 for the Hawks. Not the situation they wanted to be in here.
Nope, here comes another flag.
Going to get him for false start. Movement before the snap, and again, 5 more yards goes backwards.
And the Hawks just need to calm down here. Coaching staff needs to get the boys focused.
Yeah, a timeout might be a
I was just
decent decision here by Coach to.
Just getting ready to say that, Ken. I mean, you just got to get these young men back refocused, because this is a huge part of the game, and they are right now going definitely in the wrong direction. As now it's 3rd and 24 from their own 9-yard line when they started out at the 22.
The other issue, Dave, is you don't have your 2 senior offensive captains.
There goes Van Hoser out to the left-hand side. And there's that wide sweep that we were looking for all night. He gets this one. And on the questionable, controversial play here of the hit out of bounds, he gained some great yardage, and now he goes the other side. And we'll see it again here as Caleb and I have been saying all game, put the ball in this kid's hands. He's electric. There he goes.
And Caleb's your vocal leader now, so, you know, with Charlie out of the game and TJ out of the game, you need someone to step up and say, fellas, we have the lead.
So he gets 10, but that brings up 4th and 13 as it snaps back to Hoffman, and he gets a pretty decent kickoff. And we're going to need a big Lakota bounce here, and we're going to get one as Hoffman puts one out, and it's rolling at the 25, and they're blowing and they're waving, and it's going to get down inside the 24-yard line.
And talk about, you know, the opportunity to be an unsung hero. You got Hoffman, who's not the punter. He's the place kicker. He is soccer by trade, but what a great kick.
And we like those soccer guys, don't we? Kicking the ball. And he gets a good one off and flip this field big time after the back-to-back penalties against the Lakota East Thunderhawks. And now the D's going to have to step up big time. We've been saying that this whole quarter with 4:57 left as Fisher hands that off in the belly of number 3, breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle, and he's off to the races as somebody's going to have to catch him from behind, and he's just turning the jets on. And finally, holy cow.
Jordan Jackson with what a run. Play of the game for Fairfield, obviously.
So here we'll see it again. Jackson comes through.
Van Hoser makes a move on Van Hoser, who dove at him, and he's got some wheels right here. Yeah, Buckeye in pursuit, Rosario in pursuit.
And it's Nathan that finally catches him from behind, or he's going to go all the way. And now the Hawks find themselves in a big situation here with the Fairfield Indians with the ball on the 9-yard line with 4:44 left. And that's not the phone number that you want to call, 44444. As the snap goes straight back to Fisher, he goes up the middle, and he just walks straight in. And, you're talking about a timeout to focus the guys after that play. And right now it doesn't look like East is focused at all, as 2 plays after a huge punt by Hoffman, and the Fairfield Indians find themselves in the end zone.
Yeah, good blocking by Fairfield, but nothing special here. Talon just keeps it as he has all game. The position Fairfield's in now is they do have to go for 2 with the blocked extra point earlier. They don't have to at this point, but obviously they're going to with touchdowns hard to come by. So Hawks have another chance to make a defensive stop here. Fairfield needs 2 yards to gain, and see if the Hawks defense is up for the challenge.
They go for the extra 2 here, 2-point conversion, as Fisher's back by himself, man in motion. He fakes it, he rolls to the right. Oh, is he going to get hit right there? Oh, he gets it off. And did he catch it? Yes. Holy cow again.
Kieran Love following that play, and good gutsy play call by Fairfield. We haven't seen that run that too many times. And again, you're rolling your quarterback to the right and making him throw left.
And he takes a big hit. I thought the Hawks had it stopped. And the Fairfield Indian bench is going crazy over there, as we're going to see the replay here. You'll see the man in motion come behind Fisher, fakes it, he rolls. Is that Nate that breaks through? And 48 just can't keep the coverage there. You'll see it from the end zone. There's the fake to 20. He rolls out, takes a big hit, but finds Love, as Jake Reisner just can't keep the coverage there and keep him out of the end zone. And got a tie ball game.
Yeah, we got a 0-0 game here with 4 minutes left. Hawks down a couple players. We're going to see who can step up here.
Yeah, someone on the Lakota East sideline here has to step up, whether that's Eric Davis, Benny Powell, Van Hooser, or, I still say the coaching staff's got to play into the strengths of Troutman here. I liked a little pass to Poppy there, maybe a little longer than I'd like to see. Just something short, keep it simple, move the chains, possess the ball. And I think if you can get this ball into the strike zone of Hoffman, he might be able to win it with his foot.
Friday Night Lights, rain beginning to fall a little bit.
Yep, there's just a fine mist out there.
Projected to be some storms earlier and later, but this game's been mildly
there's a
picture
short
perfect.
kick, and the Hawks should take advantage of that. Go north and south, son, not east and west, as you're going to get caught from behind, and that's a lot of running for 1 yard.
And was that Rabin, or was that Nick?
Nope.
That was Nick Brady? I believe that was Nick Brady.
We'll see it here. Short kick, and take advantage. Go north and south. Number 6 is running with the ball there.
That's Nick Brady. Coach Brady's son. Coach Brady, formerly of the Cincinnati Bengals. Special teams coach for Lakota. So Troutman, again, got to step up and be a leader and be confident.
26-yard line now. Troutman has it, hands it off. And now they're just keying on ED in there, right? Because that was the threat.
Yeah, Hawks, like you said, are going to have to do something different. Troutman had a nice keeper earlier. They can't be predictable here.
Nope.
But also they don't want to give Fairfield the ball back. So, a couple yards at a time is going to be just fine for the Hawks here.
Again, you got Benny Powell in there. Nick Rabin hasn't seen the ball really on the offense. He's caught one pass. And, I'd throw it to Nick here, on a short. Looks like we have a Fairfield defenseman just dropped down.
Folks, tell your friends to log in and watch this game. We're live from Lakota East, 21-21. YouTube TV, Westchester Cable, thanks for allowing us to broadcast this game. Live streaming here.
So 3:54, we got a barn burner here as Lakota East and Fairfield Indians are battling out with some defensive scores, offensive scores. Just saw, Fairfield's had 2 big explosive plays, a 54-yard pass touchdown, and then what about what was that, Ken? About a 70-yard run down inside the 10-yard line, which set them up for their quarterback, who has shown his athleticism tonight.
See Fairfield's safety come out of the game there, and see if Hawks are going to take advantage of that.
As they hand the ball off to Eric Davis, and he moves the ball forward.
Hawks aren't getting as big of a line surge as they were early in the game. Their big offensive line makes some great blocks earlier in the game, and they haven't been on offense too much, but end of the night you're kind of wearing down here, but they need one more big surge here to push the line forward.
A great point, Ken. That law firm really needs to buckle down now and really start pushing some guys and taking advantage and moving this line of scrimmage. There's a big face mask. Oh my goodness, I saw that from here.
Flag's there, flag's down. We have the flag down on the field. They're going to tack on 15 here.
Has to be 15-yard variety because his whole head snapped.
And that's another big defensive loss there if
80.
Umberger has to walk off the field leading one of the leading tacklers in the GMC.
So that should be see if that's going to be the 5 or the 15 variety, and looks like going to get the 15 variety, as it should be, as Eric's whole head spun around there. We're going to see this here is get a good surge. There's a huge pull, spun him all the way around, and Eric doesn't go down easy as he just continues the fight and moving forward. And they'll tack another 15 on top of about 10 or 11 that he got on the run, and that's going to put the Hawks over the 50-yard line. And with 2:54 left, they're in business right now, Ken, as they hand it off over to ED again, and he dives forward after about another 5 or 6 yard gain.
Yeah, Eric Davis is wanting to make plays. We said that earlier, that he's just ready to make some plays for
but as you
the Hawks tonight.
Is, they cannot be predictable here, right? And let the Indians key on this. Let Fairfield key on Eric. Got to mix it up here, and I'd like to see a little short throw here to Poppy. He's one-on-one. He's a nice tall target. Their safety is almost invisible right now, Ken. They've got everybody up in the box. Was that Troutman that kept it? And I think he's going to get the first down.
So I'm looking up
yes,
Dave Trevor.
Troutman keeps the ball there, as we'll see on this replay. He fakes it to Eric. Everybody's there, and he just takes it himself and pulls some guys with him. Oh, they're not going to give him the first down. Oh, the stripes are killing me tonight. So the ball's right on the nose there at the 35-yard line, and they're saying he needs to get to the 34.5, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 1. And with 1:36, they still got 3 timeouts that coach is going to have to think about using here. Oh my gosh, the ball came out. So a little mix up with the handoff here, as I think Troutman was going to give it to Eric and decided to pull it out.
Yeah, he decided a little too late to pull it out, because this was clearly in Davis's hands. Davis wants that ball. As soon as Aiden tries to pull it out, he pulls a little too much, and luckily Troutman falls on it. But that's going to bring up 4th
down
for the Hawks here.
3rd now. 4th and 3.
Looking at the kicker situation, Dave, here, Trevor Hoffman is 2 of 4 career field goals for the Hawks with a long of 28. So Hawks are really going to have to be inside the 15-yard line for Hoffman to
they had
have a shot here.
3rd and a half a yard, and then on this bad exchange pushes them back to 4th and 3, and the opportunity is here for the Thunderhawks. And
Coach Haynes is going to have to dial up something in the playbook here to figure out which end is up.
And just, I say keep it simple here, right? Go back to some fundamentals. Something you've worked on that you can execute, that can get you 3-4 yards, and just get this first down. The clock will stop on the chain move. Right?
I pitch it to Van Hooser here.
And, like I said, I like mix it up. Don't be predictable. I'm sure that the Indians were thinking they were going to run that up the middle. Look at there's no safety. They've got all their defenders up there in the boxes. Troutman comes up, and he's going to run for it as he gets hit.
He did not make it.
And I don't think he made it. I think he got spun as he saw a potential window.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was a design run or just a broken play, but
I think this was going to be a pass as he drops back. He's looking to throw and just sees some green, but
it didn't quite make it to the line to gain, just 1 yard short.
Fairfield was still hawking him here. Look, number 11's just hanging out there, watching him, waiting. And so they looked like they were going to throw the ball there.
Troutman's a little upset with himself, but, he can't be in that situation. He made a good decision not to throw the ball or take the sack. He went for it now. So a minute left, and Hawks going to need their defense to step up, and their defense has stepped up all game. So why not put it in the hands of the defense to see if you can go to overtime or get a third pick six?
And they really needed that first down to keep the ball in their hands, keep it moving, because they're just inching in, right? They're starting to get into that field goal range.
That's Hosea Jackson limping off. So that's both safeties that are both starting safeties out of the game for Fairfield.
And then that last set of 4 downs, they didn't even have a safety back. They had all 11 guys up, and that's where just East has got to recognize that. I mean, we've got more than able-bodied receivers, and if Fairfield wants to be that risky on the defense, I say you gotta challenge that, Ken, and throw that ball. So now Fisher's back there by himself, and ball comes out. He throws one down the middle, finds his man, and he goes down as Van Hooser makes the tackle. And this offense can strike. We know he can move the ball. He can throw it.
The Hawks, with that empty backfield, obviously are expecting the pass. They just have to defend it here.
Yeah, I mean, this can't be a big secret here with nobody in the backfield. You got trips right, one left. He's going to look again, throw this one. That one's a little loose, and it comes out incomplete.
Big hit put on just as the receiver got it.
Here we see the replay of Fisher getting back there, and this was the pick six earlier, I think, right here. I mean, there's all kinds of white jerseys there, and that's where I think one of those Thunderhawks got to get aggressive.
Yeah, we talked about Hoffman being in field goal range. Their kicker, freshman, is 0 for 1 this year. Has not kicked a successful field goal. I don't know the distance of his miss, but,
And they have 43 seconds left on the clock. They've got 2 timeouts. They're throwing this ball all day long here as Fisher's back by himself. He looks, and he's about ready to get sacked, but there's a loose duck. Let's come up with it, boys, as Nathan Rosario jumps up there and tries to pull it down. As Fisher gets hit as he was throwing the ball.
Going to see this again. You see Fisher almost looked like he was going to throw it out of bounds here, but maybe saw a receiver last minute and kind of heaved it up for him. But that is so dangerous of a pass. And a couple Hawks, couple Indians there.
Yeah,
the worst thing that can happen is they tip it up in the air, and another Fairfield receiver comes from behind, the old tip drill.
Yep, I thought the Thunderhawks were going to pick that off, and Pomelette almost got his palm on him as it looked like he was being turned around. There's a high snap as he now hands it off to number 3, and he's got some green. He's hurt us before as he's scampering. Oh, my goodness, Ken, he's going to go all the way for a touchdown with 23 seconds left in the game. The Fairfield Indians take a broken play, a high snap.
Inside handoff
and hand it off to number 3.
Jordan Jackson, he's been the man for them.
Here we're going to see, right? Here's another high snap, and Fisher just hands it to him and takes off. Everybody's tied up. There's a missed tackle there. And I don't know what we're doing in the backfield here, but he just scampers around as he's got some jets. And this is going to be a tough one, as Lakota East has had their chances many times tonight and let this one slip away.
Certainly not over yet with 23 seconds left, but you're down your quarterback, you're down your offensive leader who can break down and get a long pass. And now you're going to rely on shotgun and 3 or 4 receivers. Hopefully you can find Poppy down the field for something. But Hawks hanging their heads there on the sideline, but they got to gather themselves.
Yeah, game's not over. Got a little, given Fisher, when they didn't make that first down, they needed to keep the ball, make that first down, keep the ball, keep it moving, keep it in the Hawks' hands. And we knew Fisher was dangerous. I'd like to see the Thunderhawks put a little pressure on him. They went into a little bit of prevent conservative, and you see right there when you sink everybody back and they're looking for the pass, and broken play there where he just hands the ball off, and Love just runs at will because everybody's sagging back for the pass.
And give Fairfield credit. That's 2 weeks in a row, Dave. They had to score on a play in the last 50 seconds to win a game.
Yeah.
They beat Mason. They scored with 40 seconds left to beat Mason. Here with 23 seconds left to go ahead on the Hawks. Haven't won yet. But Hawks are going to need quite a play to pull out this win here.
Yeah, I don't think this ball's going to go very far, personally. I think it's going to be a squib down the middle to avoid any type of run back.
Yeah, Hawks have had some success running back kicks and punts, so you definitely don't want to give that up.
So, yep, he just tosses it. Go forward, young man, and go down. Don't waste any clock. Just go down when you get hit.
Yeah, you just had 6 valuable seconds
yeah,
tick off here. But you have a relatively short field, so you've got 60 yards to go. You're going to have to throw out of bounds. You got 2 timeouts, so I guess you don't have to worry about out of bounds with 2 timeouts left, but definitely going to have to find your receivers. Now, Fairfield safeties are both out. Fairfield starting safeties are out.
Looks like they're bringing some wide receivers in. Looks like they've got Jackson.
Yep, Josiah Jackson.
He's coming in to play safety, and looks like Stevenson is out there.
Yeah, they got a couple guys back here on the
So the
30.
Couple offensive guys now coming back. Throw it, and he heaves one down the center, and that's going to get picked off and go down quickly. And
that'll do it.
This fourth quarter train wreck just keeps continuing for the Thunderhawks as they are letting one slip away from them here after the defense stepped up heavily in the first half.
And you can't really pin it on any mistakes they made. They just Fairfield, give them credit for having 2 long plays there in the second half. But Fairfield came out and won the game. Hawks were down a couple players, and just couldn't get the offense clicking. Their offense only scored on a short field, and we're going to watch this interception again. You see Troutman go back, and he's in the pocket. He's got good protection. Nice ball downfield, but when everyone and their sister is expecting a long pass like that, it's going to get intercepted. It has to be the perfect ball.
As I was saying earlier, you got to play with him what the young man can do, and I don't think that's really in his arsenal. I'd rather have seen a 15, 20-yard pass here, get out of bounds, get to midfield, still have some time. They were going to give you 15, 20 yards. Throw it again, get down to the 30, and see what you can do and break something open and maybe give your chance. At least put the foot of Hoffman out there. But as the clock runs down here, and our final game here at the Hawks Nest at Lakota East lets one get by him, and by the Fairfield Indians 28, Lakota East 21. Ken, it's been a pleasure as always. Appreciate you being in the booth with us, and hopefully we can do this again sometime soon. So thanks a lot out there to the guys in the booth and guys on the camera and all you out there in Hawk Nation.